I have been fiddling with this angle for like 10 minutes, acting like the sun ain't in the business of setting. Hi friends, welcome to episode 164 of the Quirky Monday Craftcast. My name is Kalisha and you can find me anywhere online as the Dear Tani. I am coming to you today from my home in Central Florida, where it is a really nice, mild Tuesday evening. If you are a new viewer, welcome. So glad that you have decided to hang out with me today. And I hope that you find something here that you can connect with. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Thanks for hanging out with your girl again. And yeah, we will go ahead and get started. The first bit of admin that I want to bring to you guys' attention that just makes me incredibly happy, and this happened just before my birthday, so I'm counting it as a birthday, surprise, like a birthday gift. As you may have known, at the beginning of February, I participated in the Out of the Darkness Suicide Awareness Walk, and it is a walk and a fundraising event that I have participated in for I think the last 4 years at this point. And this year we had a team, and our team is called Still Here, and as a team we set the goal to raise $1,000 for suicide awareness and prevention. And as of a couple days before my birthday, we were at $1,100. So huge thanks from the bottom of my squishy heart to anyone who has donated. It just makes me feel really good that people show up in this way for this cause. So if you would like to donate, it is still open, I think, until the end of March. I have to find that information. It's kind of hard to find, but I believe in past years the fundraiser went through the end of March. But whichever way it lands or whenever it ends, we have met our goal, and that makes me incredibly happy. We have surpassed our goal, which makes me incredibly happy. So thank you so much for that. Along the same lines of another fundraiser that is going on in my family, my husband is a high school teacher. You may or may not know that. It's been a while since he's actually shown up on the podcast. If you watch Vlogmas, you would have met him, seen him quite a couple times. But it's been a hot minute since he's been on the actual podcast. But he's a high school teacher, and he teaches math and African American history. This last school year was the first school year that his particular school offered the African American history elective, and he was able to teach it, and he has really been enjoying it. The class is taught in a way to enhance the points of African American history that the students are learning in their general history class, but also do it in a way that allows them to kind of dig deeper into the different events and the different people, the laws and things that were passed at that time. And it also gives them the opportunity to develop their critical thinking skills. And one of the things that Lamar, my husband, is really passionate about is making sure that the students are aware of all of the different opportunities that are available to them with higher education. So yes, like in our area, you get a lot of information about, the state schools and the public, colleges and universities and things like that that are just right around you. So during the African American history class, the students are also learning about the different HBCUs, which are historically black colleges and universities that are in our surrounding area. Lamar has put together this spring break trip where the students will be going on a week-long field trip through, they're going through Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, I think Tennessee, and I want to say South Carolina, maybe, and of course some in Florida as well. But he's set up this loop that is going to hit a lot of historical locations, like within African American history. So they're going through Alabama, which is chock full of landmarks and museums and just a wealth of information, so that they can take the things that they're learning in class and like put it in context and like see the places that they're learning about, right? And then in addition to stopping at these different areas, these different learning points, we'll call them, they're also going to be visiting various HBCUs. One of them being our alma mater, which is Oakwood University, boop boop. But so he and his students have been raising money for this trip, and there are still quite a few students who are still in need. They're really trying to raise enough money so that the trip itself won't be such a burden on the students and the students' families. So they're trying to get donations to help the students to be able to participate. I think right now he has about, 10 to 15 students who have like committed to going. So I will put a link to his like donation page and information in the down bar, and then he also has a QR code because he's fancy, so I'll put that up on the screen. But I am very excited that I'm excited that the students are getting this opportunity, but more than that, I am really proud of Lamar for coming up with this idea, getting everything laid out, putting this opportunity together for the students. Like, he's definitely that kind of teacher that his students remember years to come. Like, I know we all, well, probably all have that teacher that we can remember from like high school or middle school who really made an impact in our lives. I can see him making impacts in students' lives, and that just makes me feel really good, because I remember how high school felt for me, and to know that there is a teacher out there who cares about your well-being and who wants you to have these opportunities and who is like cheering for you is a huge thing. So big ups to Lamar. I'm so proud of him. And if you would like to donate to his trip, the links are in the down bar. That QR code was somewhere. That would be really amazing. And thank you in advance. Every little bit helps. Definitely believe. Hi friends, this is Editing Kalisha, and I'm just popping on here to let you guys know that unfortunately, shortly after filming this podcast, this year's trip was canceled. But any donations that have been received up till this point are being set aside for next year. So they have already started preparing for next year's trip for the African American history class. So it's like really, it's a huge bummer that the students this year won't be able to go, and that the trip fell apart. Like, I'm so sad for Lamar, because I know he was really looking forward to it, and he was planning and working really hard to get it all set up. But sometimes the floor just falls out. But like I said, if you have already donated, that money is not going to go anywhere else. It'll be waiting for this trip to come back around next year. Thank you so much for any donations that you guys have given, and it will definitely go towards the students next year being able to make this trip. All right, back to the podcast. So, the next admin bit is about the Pisces Season Makealong. So the Pisces Season Makealong is an annual Makealong that I host here on the channel and on Instagram, where we just make any and everything Pisces, marine animal, water related. So I will put the rules over here. So basically, the Pisces Season Makealong runs for the entirety of Pisces season, which started on February 18th, and it continues until March 20th. So you are able to create any kind of way that you create. You can post your projects on Instagram using the hashtag Pisces Season MAL 2023, and that will allow us to all see each other's projects, see what they're making, what everyone is making. There's some origami this year, which is really cool. I'm always really excited to see what non-fiber related things I'm always excited to see what kind of non-fiber related things that people do to enter into this Makealong, because it's just really cool. It's just really cool. I get a lot of inspiration from seeing your projects. So feel free to join in. Works in progress are allowed as long as they're less than 50%, done. You don't want to just like be binding off of something or whatever. But so that is everything for the Pisces Season Makealong. And now we will take a look at the bright spots. Oh, I need to hurry up because your girl's phone is on 8%. Like I have not been working from home all day with access to the charger cord, just here on 8%. I live on the edge. Okay, so bright spot. Roxanne's bright spot says, I'm primarily a knitter, but I finally found a way to crochet without my hands hurting. Time to make all the granny squares. Absolutely. Once you get comfortable with making granny squares, if you want to dive into granny square projects and patterns, Heather of HG Designs Crochet, she has a whole bunch of granny square based projects that you might be interested in. Okay, the next bright spot is from the Thoughtful Knitter. Bright spot. I recently made an amigurumi octopus for my 6-year-old nephew. He went to bed with it that night, cuddling it. Aww. And in the morning, he said to his mom, the octopus is real. It was on one side when I went to sleep, and when I woke up, it was on the other side. Too adorable. That is really sweet. Kids are hilarious. Okay. Maggie's bright spot. My bright spot is that while going through my bright spot is that when going through craft supplies, I found an ocean coloring book I recently purchased that fits the Pisces Season MAL. But what makes it even more special is that it has quotes, and the following really spoke to me in terms of what the MAL is all about. We do not find the meaning of life by ourselves alone. We find it with each other. Nope, that's not what that says at all. We do not find the meaning of life by ourselves alone. We find it with another. Reading is fundamental. Cat Yarn's bright spot. My Mr. Grinch Mal prize arrived today, and I am over the moon. I love it so much. I am so glad it reached you safely. It's been a hot minute since I had to mail anything internationally, and I was stressed out I was so sure that I was writing something incorrectly on that label and that it was going to end up in the backwoods of the ether. But I'm glad that it reached you because I was nervous. Let's see. Lucinda's bright spot is that I just learned how to thread my sewing machine last week. My first project was a pillowcase, so I'm trying to understand what is top stitching, interfacing, lining, the project, etc. Valerie's bright spot is all the people who, well, Valerie says, my bright spot is all the people who come to my Zoom knitting nights and help me be seen and help me connect. Let's see. Mimi's bright spot. My bees survived my first winter as a beekeeper. Looking forward to splitting them into a few more colonies. That is really cool. I don't remember how long ago it was with the inconsistency of these podcasts. Could have been a few podcasts ago, which would have equaled a long time ago. But I remember when you posted about starting beekeeping. So it's really cool that, you know, your bees survived their first winter. And I think that's all of the bright spots. Oh, no, there's one more. This is from Missouri Makes. My bright spot is at 33 weeks pregnant as of February 3rd. I had to be air vac due to high blood pressure and baby having low fluid. We were able to get everything under control and hold off delivery until 34 weeks. February 10th, I got my healthy baby girl. We've had a couple stumbling blocks since then, feeding tube, phototherapy, IVs, CPAP, but we have overcome it all, and it looks like we might be able to leave NICU sooner than we thought. That is really great. I'm so glad that you got your healthy baby girl. So congrats. And that brings us to the end of bright spots. I already shared with you guys my bright spot, and that was the exceeding the fundraiser goal. And also another bright spot is that I had a birthday. My birthday was February 24th, which was last Friday, as I'm currently here, and I turned 37. Yes, I turned 37. I feel like 37 is such a weird number. Like, I had to do math to confirm that I was actually 37 on my birthday. That's fine. It bees like that sometimes. But I took time off. I took off Friday and Monday. And it felt good to take that time off and to use the time. Because normally whenever I take time away from work or use my paid time off or what have you, I kind of have this guilt, like, oh, I should be at work, I should be helping the team, you know, I should be doing this, I should be doing that. But I can't express to you how good it felt to have those 2 days off where I didn't have to do anything. And I didn't have to do anything work related. It felt so good. And also, I feel like I mentioned this in a podcast before, but I had started getting heartburn, which really freaked me out because I never had heartburn before. So when I got heartburn, I was like, oh no, this is something terrible. I need to go to the hospital right now. I made an appointment with my doctor. I did mention this. I made an appointment with my doctor, and when I was explaining to him what was going on, he was like, yeah, that's just regular heartburn. And I was like, oh, so I'm like overreacting right now? And he was like, I'm not going to say that you're overreacting, but it is just regular heartburn. So I said that to say that my birthday was on Friday, and like Monday and Tuesday of that week, maybe Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of that week, I had started getting heartburn again. And I am thinking that that heartburn feeling may be my body's way of telling me that it's getting overwhelmed, that I need to take a break, that I need to slow down, that I need to chill back, home skillet. Because I was feeling it all the way until I took that time off. And over the weekend, I didn't feel it at all. Today, I haven't been feeling any of that burning feeling. So, and I haven't changed anything else I was doing. Like, nothing else is different. Just having calm time. So, bright spot. All right, now that we are 25 minutes into this game. All right, finished objects. I have a lot. So, I'm going to show you the first two folded up. And they are these. I finished my Kiva blanket and I finished my birthday blanket. So the Kiva blanket is my memorial blanket for my dog Kiva. It is made in her colors. So this dark, well, medium tone brown is baby Kiva, like young Kiva's color. This brown is old lady Kiva, so she faded quite a bit. This cream is for her markings and her spots. This dark brown is her eye color. This black is her eyeliner. And this red is her collar. So the blanket itself is made out of basically four shawls. I crocheted my Just Feel Better shawl 4 times and did a little, color management so that each shawl had a unique striping sequence. And then I seamed it all together and did a border. So here's the border. Oh gosh. I went from dark to light and then the red. So I love it. The only thing about this, if you decide that you also want to make a Just Feel Better blanket, the Just Feel Better shawl itself is not a perfect triangle. It's asymmetric. So when you put it together, you do not get a square. You get like a meh kind of shape. So I don't care. It does what it needed to do. I needed to work through this project, to think about my puppy baby, and to have something that I could snuggle with whenever I am like deeply missing her. And that actually happened to be my birthday morning. I have this picture of Kiva from a couple birthdays back where she was sitting on the floor looking up at me with like this "I need to go outside now" lady look on her face. And I like did like a meme and I put text on the top and bottom and it says, "Happy birthday, now take me outside." And if I can find it, I'll put it here. But that's Kiva. So I was looking at my time hop and of course that came up and it just made me miss her so much. So I was just snuggling with this blanket and crying into it, and it's okay. And I have a little tear happening right now, but we're just going to press on. So I'm really glad that this is finished. The only thing I have left to do, okay, there's 2 things I have left to do. I have to handle the ends. I'm just going to show you some of them. Hello? See, I folded this up all nicely and now I'm just ripping it apart like a crazy person. So this is what I did with the ends. They're just knotted in the middle. So I think I'm going to, I just really don't see myself weaving these in, but I know that I need to weave these in if I want this piece to last and to be sturdy. And then the next thing I'm gonna do is throw it in the washer and dryer so that it will relax and like be even more cuddly. So there's that. Hopefully there was also a picture of it. I took a picture of both of these blankets hanging up on our fence so you can see the whole thing spread out. This is my birthday blanket. So I don't know how long this project is gonna go, but I probably can get one more year onto this blanket. So this part where you see the big solid squares, that was last year. And then this one with the squares and the flower in the middle is this year. What I did was I took the 24 mini skeins that I got from Get Your Yarn Wishes Granted. I made an advent calendar over December, and then I take those 24 minis and I crochet squares, blanket squares with them. So did a little math, had to do some budging, but I was able to fit it so that I added 6 squares like this to each side of last year's birthday blanket. And then the corners, here we go. The corners I made with this yarn. This yarn is the yarn that I used in my little Wolfie socks. So I've been calling this my Kiva yarn because it just reminds me of her markings. So all of the flowers are done in the Kiva yarn. And then the corners, I did corner to corner squares using the Kiva yarn. So that's done. And I'm super excited that it's done, and it's so big. It's not like queen size yet. I actually don't know how big this is. I'll try to measure it. I might be able to measure both of the blankets and put it on the screen or something. But yeah, so this square is a mixture of 2 patterns from one of my granny square books that I have. So I think I wrote down notes somewhere about like what I did to get this square. So if anybody's interested, let me know, and maybe I'll put that on the Quirky Monday blog, because there's absolutely nothing over there on that blog. It's just taking up space on the internet. So those are my 2 biggest finished objects. Very proud of them. My next finished object was living in this bag. This is the bag that I got from Chicken Coop Dye Works in the Kwanzaa box in December. It is empty now because my Olori sweater tee is finished. This is a pattern by La Knits, and am I frogging it? No. This is a pattern by La Knits, and I love the neckline the most. I'll just say that. I love the neckline the most. I think that the yarn choice was incorrect, you know. I think the yarn that was called for in this pattern has cotton in it, but I used Lion Brand Heartland in the Kings Canyon colorway, and I think that it's just, I don't know, like too heavy, too stiff, or maybe that's just because I haven't washed it. You know, a lot of times when you make something with acrylic yarn, when you wash it and dry it, it does get a lot more flowy and drapey. So maybe this will be a completely different experience once this thing is washed and dried. But here it is. I finished it, I think, last night. And check your dye lots, friends. Check your dye lots. As you can see, there's a line here and there's like another line right here. So this second ball of yarn, completely different dye lot from everybody else. It's fine. It's fine. Check your dye lots, friends. So the biggest design element in this sweater is that the sleeves are essentially worked as part of the yoke, so you never have to go back and pick anything up at all. Once you get the sleeve done, you bind it off and you're off to the races with the rest of the body, and that's all she wrote. It was pretty cool. So because I like this neckline so much, I do want to make another one. Changes that I would make is I would probably go down a size. So this one has a lot of positive ease in it, a lot more positive ease than, it has more positive ease than the designer indicated or intended, because I chronically think that I am bigger than I am. So this just looks really big and baggy on me, and it makes me a little bit sad, but here we are. When I tried it on, it was really in this area that has the too big situation. And I think that's really highlighted because the sleeve, basically like the armhole of the sleeve goes right down into the side. So this whole area is bigger than I thought it, than even crossed my mind that it would be, right? So it just makes it look wider on me, which again, it might be completely different when I wash and dry this thing and it like hangs better. But I love the color. I loved the pattern. Would definitely knit again. I think this would be a cool like summer project. If I used, you know, just like cotton, like straight up cotton. I'll see what I have in stash. We'll see what I can do with that. But yeah, that's all done. And this was my entry for the Black Knitters Black History Month Makealong. I did one entry for the pattern by a Black designer and a second entry for living in a project bag by a Black maker. The last finished object that I have is stinking cute. One of the things that I did for my birthday is I went to the beach, and I took Tootie to the beach for the first time. And because it was her first time at the beach, she had to have a little swimsuit. So I made her a swimsuit. I made her a swimsuit that is the brightest pink ever. And it is still full of sand. How? So this is her little top, this little halter top business, and a little skirt. I'll put a picture of her in it here. The swimsuit did not last the whole time we were at the beach, friends, because Tootie is not about that beach water life. She was like, the ocean is trying to drown me. I hate this. Baby was terrified, bless her heart. But she looks so cute in her swimsuit. I have no regrets. I have none. No regrets at all. I think those are all of my finished objects. Yes. So, oh, that's not. I have one more finished object right here, and it is circling back to my Plants Need More Space bag. When I showed this originally, I was talking about how it was very thin and I could see through it, so I wanted to line it. And I did, as you can see. I wanted it to have something planty on the inside, but I couldn't find any plant related fabric that I really liked. So I ended up going with this kind of like inky, watercolory, abstract kind of fabric. I really like it. I like how it goes with the color of the design on the front. I put my little label in there because I'm fancy. And yeah, so now this bag is ready to be used out in the world. It currently has a whole bunch of whips in it because I was considering doing a like whip rundown, but then y'all will be here for 75 forevers, which I'm not going to keep you here. I think I'm going to do that as a separate video. So yeah, now that's all of my finished objects, so that we can go on to works in progress. Yes. The first work in progress that I have is one that I started on a total whim. So one of the executive assistants was out sick, so I ended up covering one of her shifts. So I was in the office Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday last week, which probably contributed to the heartburn I was feeling of putting out an extra day of peopling. But one of the things about working on campus is I am 5 minutes away from a Michael's. So when I got off work, when I get off work, a lot of times I'll go by that Michael's and see if there's anything interesting, anything inspiring. And this time I got this yarn. This is a Karen cake. I think it's called like cinnamon roll cakes or something like that. I can't remember the bay. This is the bay colorway. I think it's just bay. Obviously y'all can see why I got this. It's very Pisces season, right? So I picked up 2 of these and I was like, I'm gonna make, you know, a short sleeve sweater. I am all about short sleeve sweaters right now because they're surprisingly Florida friendly. So if ever you have been to Florida, you know, it's like 1,000,000 degrees outside, but inside it's like negative 1,000,000 degrees because we believe in air conditioning. So I'm always in a sweater. So I was like, oh, I'll just, you know, knit a short sleeve sweater or something like that. I'm not knitting a short sleeve sweater. I am knitting the Drinks on the Patio tank top by Shanakay Salmon. And it is a bottom up. I'll put a picture here. So I'm going to be making this tank top, and it's worked bottom up. And this is how much I have so far of the yarn. So I really like how it's working up. I didn't realize that it was going to stripe like that. I don't know how I didn't realize it was going to stripe, because clearly it stripes. Like, I don't know why it just didn't click in my brain, but I'm really excited about this, about it striping. So am I losing stitches? Almost. Right now it's just round and round she goes. Where she stops, inches and inches after the designer says stop, because this pattern is meant to be cropped, and we know that I don't get down with crop tops. So I will be knitting this, I don't know how many extra inches to suit my comfort. But I really like this. This is 100% acrylic yarn. And yeah, so fun fact about this, I had it on my desk at work last week, and one of my coworkers comes in and she goes, "Oh, is that your university project?" And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "Those colors, those are our school colors." When I tell you, I looked at it and now I cannot unsee it. Like this, it's every color in our like university logo, all of the colors. Like, I'm gonna be just a walking logo. And now that I can't unsee that, it makes me want to finish it faster so that I can wear it on, not next Wednesday. I definitely can't finish it by next Wednesday. But next Wednesday is our school's like spring picnic, and they do all of these games and like competitions and stuff with the students and faculty and staff. And like, how cool would it be to wear this to work on spring picnic day and just be all in the right colors? Like, that would be so dope. But alas, it will not be done. But I will definitely be working on it while sitting out there at the picnic. So that's this. There was also a Karen cake, I think they're called blossom cakes, that was in, you know, the same kind of colors, same kind of watery colors. And I think it was called like Caribbean Sea or something like that. But I'm really considering going back and getting that one too. Yep. Next work in progress is right here. So this was my Hexagon cardigan. So I got this far into the Hexagon cardi and I realized that I hated it. I think I hated it for a couple reasons. One, this yarn, hate it. Why did I buy this? Because I bought this yarn and it was near it and I was like, oh, those kind of work together nicely. I'm gonna buy both of them. This, do not like. I don't like these variegated acrylic, like the way that acrylic variegated yarns are done is just not the business to me. And I don't know why I keep trying to make it the business, but it's not. And one day, Kalisha and I are gonna get on the same page and understand that we don't need to buy these. So, but this, I really like. But I don't know if I like it enough to do a whole granny hexagon cardigan out of it. I don't know. Like, I want the product, but I don't want the process. Like, can we just skip to the good part? Yeah. So I frogged it. And I'm considering starting it over again, but I don't know. So many of you guys in the comments were like, yes, do the Hexi cardigan. Do it. It's so great. I love them. They're so fast. They're so much fun to do. And I just, maybe I was working at a gauge that wasn't like, that didn't feel good. I don't know. I tried a larger hook. I definitely didn't like that. And I don't know. Now we got a cricket out here who is singing the song of his people. Oh, you gonna stop because I talked about you? That's fine. Yeah, so those are all of my works in progress. So let's talk about some stash positions. So hopefully by the time you see this, I would have already put up my birthday vlog. So you may have already seen some of these stash positions. If not, here we go. So on birthday day, well, stash positions is also going to straddle maker plans because I have those. So on my birthday, I went to Knit Longwood, which is one of my local yarn stores, and the mall. So at Knit Longwood, I got this yarn. This is this pronounced Hoya or Jola? Somebody let me know. I got this yarn. The colorway is Oh Christmas Tree. I see where they were going with that. However, all your girl sees is red, black, and green. So during this here Black History Month, birthday, yes, this is just Black Pride yarn. This is just Black Pride yarn. That's all I got to say about it. So my plan for this is to put it either with black or nope, black. So my plan is to pair this with this black yarn and make the Buds and Prickle Shawl by Whitney Marie Anderson. I'm going to do half of it in the black and the other half in the Black Pride. And in my mind, it looks delightful. I think it's gonna be great. I'm really excited about this. So yeah, like I know y'all said, oh, Christmas tree. I know. But what you actually did was just, it's power to the people up in here. I love it. So we have that. at the mall, I went to Barnes & Noble and I picked up this book. It was on sale for $10. I should have asked them for additional off because it looks like it has been through the ringer. Yeah. But this is the Essential Edgings collection, 500 of her favorite original borders by Nikki Epstein. And they're really, really cool. Like, and so many of these borders and edgings, I'm looking at them and just seeing like the top of a sock or a detail on a sock or something like that. So that would be really cool. And then also, since I'm kind of wanting to do more simple like projects, like the drinks on the patio doesn't have any kind of like texture or anything like that. It's just a stockinette project. The Olori tea was just a stockinette project. I could easily do something like that and swap out that bottom ribbing for a funky border like this. The possibilities, y'all, right? So it was on sale for $10. I'm very excited about it. Yeah, I think this is a really good addition to my crafty library. One thing about me is I'm gonna buy a Stitch dictionary. I probably have entirely too many, and I'm okay with that. Completely okay with that. The last, we're losing the light. The last stash position that I have, I'm really excited about. So I have a lot of circular needles. Probably so many that I probably should have just bought an interchangeable set, but I did not. And now I just have a million Chalku red lace fixed circulars. It's fine. And I had this case that I think was originally from Knit Picks, and I bought it off of a friend's D-stash, and I filled that thing all the way up to the point where it was not able to close anymore. So I then was like, okay, I need to get another needle case. I didn't want to buy one on Knit Picks because the ones on Knit Picks I think were like $15 maybe, and then plus shipping, and they only had 6 little envelopes in them. So I immediately thought that's probably not going to be what I need for my collection. I need something that will give me more space. So after so much Googling and keyword guessing, I finally figured out what the little plastic Ziploc baggies were in the needle case that I had, and they were I think A6 size vinyl envelopes. And what do they sell this for? Budget binders. So pro tip, if you need a needle, oh my gosh, a squirrel just jumped from the roof into the tree and must have missed it because homie hit the floor hard. He's okay though. But anyway, like I was saying, if you need a needle case for your circular needles, boom baby. This case I got on Amazon for I think $12, and it came with 10 inserts, or 10 of the little envelopes. I have up till 3.75. Most of these have at least 2 pairs of needles in them, and then I go all the way up to, I think this is a 5. Yeah, I go up to size 5 in here, and it can still close comfortably. The only thing that I would probably do is alternate where the little zippers are. So just flip it so that half of the zippers are down here so that it keeps it flat instead of it flaring out at the top like this. And then I also bought a set of 12 of just the inserts, and that was like, I don't know, $6-7. So yeah, if you're looking for a really cute needle binder, it's a budget binder. And I'm pretty sure it was A6 size budget binders. I was so excited when I put this together, and I was just like, it was like a light bulb went off in my head, and now I just want to buy like 4 more, even though I do not need more, because if you have more, then that gives you empty space, and then that makes me want to fill it. But yes, that is all of my craftiness. Lastly, we have Plant Mama Life and Whatnot. On the Plant Mama side, there's nothing. Life and Whatnot, I already told you guys I celebrated my birthday this weekend. I took the time away from work. Tootie and I went to the beach. She absolutely hated it. And being out in the sun and fearing for her life in the ocean really took it out of her, because she slept the entire ride home, which was like, with traffic, like 2 hours roundabout. Basically slept all night, slept pretty much all today, and just this afternoon was like back to her normal peppy self. I was like, bro, like the beach took it out of you like that? Homegirl was knocked. Like, I was like, man, it's too bad we don't live closer to the beach, because I would have her out there on a regular basis, because that dog has a lot of energy. Let's see, what else can I tell you guys about my birthday? I don't know, it was just really quiet. And I guess that is just how adult birthdays go. You know, if you have your birthday on a weekday and you take off work, you just off work by yourself, because everybody else is at work. I mean, not that I was really trying to be like out doing stuff, because, you know, introvert. Thank you for all of the birthday wishes on Instagram. I really appreciate them. It's also my mom's birthday. We share a birthday, and I sent her the link to see the happy birthday wishes as well, because whenever I post about, you know, like post my, you know, your annual it's my birthday picture, it's always like me and my mom, because, you know, it's both of us. And she says thank you too. So we both had really good birthdays. She worked, and she always wears a happy birthday tiara, and is very much like, it's my birthday. But that's 100% her energy, and it just amazes me how different we are. In like as much of an introvert as I am, she is that much of an extrovert, and I'm just amazed that she's my mother. But that's everything. We have lost the light. It is nighttime. The skeeters are out. They're trying to get some dinner, so going inside. Thank you so much for being here and for hanging out with me. Yeah, have a wonderful evening. And today's the 28th. I think today's the 28th, so happy March when you see this. And thank you so much for being a part of my universe. Bye, friends.